Welcome back, everybody. This is my 41st update video. I'll go back to 10 past product reviews in order and let you know which one of those I kept using and which ones I didn't, and how the ones I kept using have held up to this day. This particular batch of products is my 401st through 410th product reviews from March and April of 2022. So without further delay, let's get right to update number 41. Number 401 was a collection of 4 unusual gadgets, all of them under 20 bucks. It was kind of a mixed bag, with one being a very useful product and one being one of the worst I've ever tried. So let's check out some scenes from the original review. The claims are that it's designed to equalize weight distribution while carrying bags and items with handles. All I do is just push it down like this, turn, and we can just load it up. All right, kind of overloaded this thing. They say you can actually put it over your shoulder. Let's see. Oh wow, I can have my hands are free. I have my hands free to do, I don't know what I'd do with them, but my hands are free at least. All right, here we are, a couple of very old cans of paint. Oh yeah, not bad. It is the Bread Buddy. Number one, it is a container that keeps your bread fresh longer. It also protects it from getting squished. And it works as a dispenser, which we'll get into in a moment. Fold the packaging on the outside. All right, put the lid on there. The bread is inside and some of the wrapping is on the outside. Feels pretty sturdy. Oh yeah, look at that. And then you can, if you have it too high, you just push it back in. I mean, it's a simple design, but it seems to kind of work. How about a Bread Buddy drop test? Billy's impressed. These are laser scissors. It's gonna be weird because your hands are moving the lasers, so as you move around, the laser is gonna change. First thing I'm gonna do is make a slit on this side. So now what I want to do is line up the laser with the slit on the other side. I mean, it's really hard to keep that laser kind of straight. The closer I get to the slit, I actually have to tilt the scissors more and more. The laser is completely off the page now. I can't even get to it. I guess it's kind of straight. I'm noticing that it kind of goes, bows a little bit in the center there. Whenever you move it, the laser moves around. How are you supposed to follow the laser when it moves every time you move the scissors? I can't even see it on the cardboard anymore. I have to just kind of guess. Oh, look at this hack job. This wrapping paper has lines on the back side. I'm just gonna cut a straight line across the front and see how straight it is. I honestly feel like I could do about as well without a laser at all. All right, here's the final product of the wrapping paper. As you can see, not very impressive. It's not straight. I don't think I need to test these anymore. These are just not very good. So the gadget's main function is that of an FM Bluetooth wireless transmitter. Plug this in here. It shows that we're on 89.1 FM, Bluetooth, and that has my phone name on it. But it sounds pretty good. Now you can play anything from your phone. It can be anything that your phone has audio. Maybe try a YouTube video. The SD card goes right in the side here. And as soon as you put it in there, it seems like it starts playing. Once it decides it doesn't want to play anymore, it just stops playing. Okay, right now I'm speaking through the FM transmitter. Let's see how this sounds. Hopefully it sounds good. I don't know. So really the only problem I had with this was the SD card. I didn't have a lot of luck with that one. Everything else worked well. I think there's a lot of functions here that make it valuable to a lot of people. All right, so I named the laser scissors the absolute worst product I reviewed in 2022, so I was not a fan of those, did not keep using them. And even though I named the Click and Carry as my favorite of that bunch, I would say the one I've kept using is the Bread Buddy. Here it is. You can see I've got bread in there right now. I've used it continuously ever since my review was over. I still like it. I still use it. It's held up perfectly. I've heard from quite a few people over the last year that did buy this after seeing my review and others online, and they all like them as well. So I think the Bread Buddy has been a product I've found to be quite useful. Number 402 was the first of 5 products I did in a row that were just products sent to my P.O. box. This was the Apeman selfie stick. Not only can it be used as a selfie stick, but it also can charge your device. I took it down the Las Vegas trip, and here's how that went. This is a rechargeable selfie stick by Apeman. From what I'm gathering from the packaging alone is there's a wire that can connect to a device. You should be able to keep your device powered while on the selfie stick. It has a GoPro type connector on the end of it, a micro USB connector, charging port down here. Oh, it feels very rigid. It feels nice and sturdy. Aha, and the battery does show that it's charging, so that is working. To mount a phone on this, you need some sort of an adapter, which I didn't have, so I'm gonna put that in there. Now I can mount one of these on top of that. Now I can put my phone in here. It is not charging. The kind of thing you'd use your selfie stick for is when you're on vacation. So let's head down to the tourist area and try this in tourist selfie stick mode. It seems pretty solid. GoPro was at 53% when I started charging it, so we'll see when the day is over if it's gone up or down, but I've been doing a lot of filming, and so far I'm pretty happy with it. Overall, if you use an action cam, if you use a selfie stick, and you use a power bank, the Apeman SS200 is actually a good choice at a good price. I didn't think I was going to use this one that much, but I ended up using it more than I thought I would. I wouldn't say I use it a lot, but I do use it on occasion. I have it over with my camera equipment, and when I need a selfie stick, which isn't too often, I pull it out, and I like the fact that you can keep your device charged. It's kind of a situational product, but I do think it's pretty useful. Number 403 was a pillow stand that was originally sent to my P.O. box, and I thought it was kind of a joke, but when I ended up using it, I thought it was kind of useful. It's the pillow phone stand, and here's how my original review went. Is this even really a good idea, putting a phone stand on a pillow? I really wasn't sure about it. In fact, that's all the box says, is pillow stand. It has kind of a leathery feel to this part, and then a very soft material down here. Very interesting. It's holding it pretty well. I wasn't sure if a pillow on the bottom really mattered, but it is kind of comfortable, actually. You know, I have to say that between the pillow being really soft and the arm being able to adjust pretty much anywhere, it's probably one of the sturdier ones that I've felt in the past. All right, so it does work for a tablet. I'm kind of impressed and surprised at how sturdy this really is. I mean, this is my phone. I'm hanging it over the floor, it's still not going anywhere. They say you can lay on your stomach and use it like this. I would never do that, but it certainly is an option. Better than I thought it was going to be, even in the car. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. It actually kind of looks silly in the photo, but the more I use it, the more I like it. Resting on the floor on a pillow like this, it would actually work. It's one of those things that I thought might be unnecessary, maybe even silly, but after using it, I actually kind of like it. One word I kept using in my original review to describe this was sturdy, and for that reason, I think it's been used around here. One of my kids took it, and I've barely seen it since then. It's been used ever since my review. But as you can see, it's held up quite well. This is with pretty regular use. The only thing I had to do was clean it off because it was kind of dirty on there. But really, I think over the past year, with pretty regular use, it's held up quite well. Number 404 was this steam mop that was sent to my P.O. box. It was the first steam mop I've ever used. I tested it out, and here's how that review went. And today I've got this rather nice looking steam mop by a brand called Doker. They give you 2 mop pads, which I believe are reusable, which is kind of a nice feature. It heats water to 230 to 285 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can steam for about 15 minutes at a time. Here we go. I think when this stops blinking, it's ready to go. It is steaming. We have steam. It smells like steam in here too. All right, I mean, I can tell that it's definitely getting the dirt up off the floor. Look at that, whoa. I thought that floor was clean, it's not. Look at that. It's definitely working really good. I'm actually much more impressed by it than I thought I was gonna be. Floors are actually getting very clean. I didn't even realize they were as dirty as they were until I started cleaning with this thing. Well, that is rough. That is rough. This will be going in the washing machine. Oh, it's sticky. Oh, look at that, that's very sticky. I can feel it pulling. It's coming up though. Oh, look at that. Oh, it did in one day in one pass. 196, all right. This one seems like it's kind of right in the middle of the pack, but I do think it works quite well. All right, so I've actually used this one quite a bit over the last year. In fact, I use it pretty regularly. I bought extra pads for it, so you can see the pads have held up pretty well, some better than others. I would say these two are probably on the lower end of how it's held up, and this one's probably on the higher end. After I do my floors, I throw them in the wash, I let them air dry, and they've held up pretty well. There's a bunch of steam mops out there. I'm not sure how this compares to all of them, but I am pretty happy with this particular model. Number 405 was a flashlight that was sent to my P.O. box. That is the Rider RX. It's not a regular flashlight, it's actually a fidget flashlight. Check out some scenes from my original review. The supposedly no ordinary flashlight is a fidget flashlight. Rider RX, a nice looking design on this one. That must be the fidget feature that he was talking about. Now we have them both on high. Again, pretty close. I would say not a huge difference. I would say they're pretty similar. Once again, the through knife just takes up so much more space. So if you're the kind of person that likes to fidget with a ballpoint pen, this might actually appeal to you. Then slide the tail cap up into the unit and then use it in candle mode. So the candle mode is actually kind of a nice feature. That's something I've seen in a lot of the flashlights I've tested out. Drop test from 1 meter. Ooh, and it works. There he goes. Let's put it on in there. There we go. It's actually been about 7 minutes, still going strong. I gotta say it did pass the test, so I have to give it credit for that. So if you're someone who's looking for a flashlight and tends to play with those bolt action type pens, this could be a good fit for you. All right, so I've got a lot of flashlights in my flashlight drawer. In fact, I'd say I have dozens of them at this point. But over the past year, when I need a flashlight, I occasionally reach in there and that's the one I grab, and it's worked out pretty well. I don't use a fidget feature though. It's not really something that appealed to me, but as a flashlight, I think it actually works pretty well. Number 406 was the Blender X. It's a portable and high-powered blender, and here's how my review went. It's advertised as a portable, high-powered blender that can supposedly hang with the countertop models. All right, the ice looks pretty well blended, actually. 1 cup of frozen pineapple, 1 cup of pineapple juice, half of a banana. Oh, there we go, nice and smooth. We're gonna go for a full banana this time. 1 cup of almond milk, scoop of peanut butter, a dash of honey, and around a cup of ice. Oh yeah, smooth, look at that, very smooth. I didn't see a single chunk in there. It's the same amount in each one, so we shall see. And the Ninja, that is just liquid. Blender X, I do have some carrots floating around in there. Blending while you're untethered, nowhere near the house, no cord required. Now that's pretty handy. So in the end, I would say the Blender X is probably the most powerful portable blender that I've ever tried. Now my conclusion at the end of that video was that the Blender X was probably the most powerful portable blender that I tried, and that's still the case. But the problem is that I have blenders that are more portable and I have them that are more powerful. So when I need one of the extremes, I usually reach for one of those and not the Blender X. So the Blender X didn't get a lot of use around here, but I do think it's a very good portable blender. Next up is an item I saw on Shark Tank, and that is the cheese chopper. It's supposed to be a new way to cut and store cheese. I tested it out with the help of a cheese expert, and here's how that went. Today I'm testing out the cheese chopper. This was on Shark Tank. That block of cheese fills it up. You kind of have to be right over it, I think, to get the thickness right. Let's see what we got. You know, not too bad. Hi-ya! So far, I'm not overly impressed by this. Ah, there we go, look at this. Okay. It's nice, it's pretty nice. Not bad. The thickness is okay. Okay, not too bad. We have long shredded cheese. They're not falling off, but I'm still going, I don't care. I'm gonna keep going. It's not awful. I mean, it works. At this point, I think I need to enlist the help of a cheese expert.
Oh. So this required a lot of force from me. I don't know if you guys saw, I did not really get a straight cut. And let's now try it on the wire. And you just take your wire, go right through, one smooth movement. When you put a piece of cheese in this mechanism that came in a wheel format originally, you're actually cutting away what we call the nose.
And that's not even gonna be, it's gonna be
that
angle.
That was really, yeah, that was, so I can just take this wire right through the paste of the cheese, and that allows me to get through into that hard center. I don't have space for something that's that shape, and it's kind of a weird.
The only problem is that it seems to make everything much more complicated than it should be, and a little bit less effective at the same time. So yeah, I can't say I ever found much of a use for the cheese chopper. It's kind of a cool invention. I kind of appreciate the engineering, but to me, this one ended up in the boneyard. Number 408 is one of the more interesting gadgets I've tried, and that is the Bartesian. It's a system that makes mixed drinks using pods, kind of like a Keurig. Let's first see how my original review went. It's kind of a cross between a cocktail version of a Keurig and a robot bartender. Vodka, gin, rum. Over here we've got tequila and whiskey. And each one of these 5 bottles has a corresponding type of alcohol written on it as well. It kind of looks like a giant Keurig for mixed drinks. I guess that's kind of what it is. The old-fashioned, see how that goes. So I'm just gonna place it in there. Close the lid. Put a glass under here, hit next, and mix. And there we go. See how it tastes. Smells like an old fashioned. That's an old fashioned, all right. I mean, a whiskey sour isn't real hard to make, but on the other hand, I didn't have to make it. Overall, I know it's an expensive product, but if you're someone that has social gatherings, especially one that serves cocktails, it could be worth the splurge. All right, I have used the Bartesian quite a few times since that review was posted. In fact, I used it on a rare live stream last summer. I think it's ready. All right, here we go. Not too bad. The only issue I've had is that it does have a tendency sometimes to leak. Despite the leaking issue though, I actually still quite like the Bartesian. Number 409 was a countertop oven called the Tovala. Now what makes this one interesting is it can scan barcodes of a lot of products and actually cook them properly without you even having to input anything. Let's first look back at how my original review went. But their videos they put out there seem like they raise more questions than they answer. Why does the website talk more about a meal subscription service than an oven? I thought they're selling an oven. It looks big. It looks big. It looks big. The oven has 5 modes: steam, bake, broil, toast, and reheat. Flip this over and scan the barcode. And press start. Here we go. Let this sit for a little bit, cut it up, and then give it a taste. So far, I'm a bit impressed by this. Flip this over and scan the barcode. Wow, that was pretty easy. Well, I mean, it looks pretty cooked to me. I guess it's time for the final test, which is the taste test. Looks good. Seeing how this actually toasts some bread. They do show it steaming on the toast mode, which is not something you'd expect to see from a toaster oven. Now it's actually moved over to the bake mode. Interesting. Most of the browning occurred in the last 30 seconds. Very interesting. All right, here's what we got. That was facing up. This was facing down. Looks nice. How's it taste? A couple of Eggos. And this time we're gonna scan the box. Scan. Aha. So after scanning it, it looks like bake mode, 450, and it was for 7 minutes total. Oh, I just noticed in the last 30 seconds, it actually switched over from bake to broil. And there we go. This was facing up, this was facing down. I'm just curious if it'll scan some things. How about these? Will it scan them? Oh, it recognized it. Oh, it recognized them. How about something a little bit more obscure like this? Will it recognize that? Oh, it recognized that too. Now what we're supposed to be able to do is actually just hit the cook button on the app and it will automatically engage the oven. Let's see. Oh, it worked. It was slightly undercooked. I think the extra 3 minutes did the job, so, pretty close. When you go to the Tovala website, it seems like most of it is about the meals. You get a graphic like this, which is all about the meal subscription plan. Has nothing to do with the oven itself. This oven has a lot of good features. I just think that the Tovala website does not convey those at all. So I actually reviewed 2 countertop ovens in 2022, the Tovala and the Brava. I still use both of them pretty regularly, but honestly, I probably use the Tovala a little bit more, even though Brava is 10 times more expensive. I like the fact that it has the steaming feature. I like the fact that it can scan barcodes. I just think it's a really good countertop oven. My biggest problem with Tovala is the fact that the company seems to be pushing their meal service more than the oven itself. There's a lot of good features in the oven, I think, that get lost in all their marketing for the food service. Number 410 was the Presto Plug, which is an as seen on TV outlet extender. I tried it out and here's how that went. It supposedly allows you to essentially move an outlet up to 4 feet to a more convenient location. There is a shelf on the top here. There are 2 USB ports on the sides and 2 outlets on the center. I'm not real fond of the idea of a sticker on the wall. I've even considered about maybe using something else instead of that. They don't really say how long to hold it here, so I'll just hold it here for a while. So while this one sits here for a couple days, let's go test out the other unit. I'll do it like this. This is kind of the way they're showing on advertising. Let's do it that way. It makes it more convenient, but it doesn't really look any better. I mean, it works, but I think I need to try this somewhere else. All right, that's it. What do you guys think? Not a big fan, but it works. This seems to be the kind of use that they really want you to use it for. Based on the way they're advertising this, you'd probably want to put it right about there. That's what they're showing. Does it look better having it in plain sight like that, or is it better having it hidden? I don't know. Another possibility, if you don't want it above the couch, you could put it off to the side like this. You can hold all that for a couple more days. It's probably gonna hold anything. They show it like that in the box. They show it like this, but really the prong is in the bottom, so you have to be kind of like this. It's gonna have to be down here. I've got bad news report. There it is. It fell just from the weight of the iPad. Some people will think that's a great spot for it. Some people will hate it. Everybody seems to have a different opinion on where this should go or how it should work, which I guess makes it good because it's versatile in that respect. But that could be an option if you're just looking to add a couple of USB outlets but want to keep them hidden. I do think that some people will like it some other time. All right, so the Presto Plug is still in the same spot where I left it for my original review. Even though it's been used for the last year, I don't really have much new to report. It does get used, but I don't think it's really a big advantage over using an extension cord or using a power strip. So I'm not really sure it's necessary, but since I have it, I do use it. Is it as good as the marketing shows? Probably not. Well, that's all I've got for today. I would say of this bunch, the ones I use the most would be the Bread Buddy and the Steam Mop. At the bottom of the bunch is still the laser scissors. But I'll be back in about another month with my next update video. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.